thank you so much for joining me. This is meteorologist Eric Tolman here on the Michigan News Channel, Southeast Michigan, Detroit. Thank you so much for having us this evening. We have very important news that we want to give you a heads up on that normally doesn't happen in the wintertime, but you know, we don't control the weather, we just do our job, right? Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the weather right now, and this is going to be an impact for us in Southeast Michigan. You're going to be surprised what you see on the computer models when I pull up the next page here that's going to be on the charts. So, this is what the computer models are telling us currently at this time. I will check first thing in the morning to see the situation and where we're at with the severe weather, because like I said, we are going to be impacted with the severe weather potential, so we most definitely will be watching that closely. So thunderstorm development all over across the Midwest. It's basically this area right in here that we're kind of concerned about. Markable risk category number 1, that is going to develop over here. In the darker green is where you're going to see a markable risk for severe weather. But as the tables turn, we're going to spin the wheel, and I'm going to tell you right now it's going to get even more serious. Now, the severe weather is going to start in this area where I'm pointing right now. But as we get into the later parts of the day, in the Friday afternoon, evening hours, Friday into the evening, overnight hours, we are expected to see severe storms likely in southeast lower Michigan. So when I come back in just a moment and we spin the wheel here and spin those pages, you'll be surprised what the models show us. And I have other models that I have to show, and percentages and things like that, and who's going to be hit the hardest with this, and we'll tell you what you need to know. So we'll be watching the Midwest very closely. This area is going to be watched very closely even tomorrow. So for the next 24 to 48 hours, we're watching that very closely. So we just wanted to give you a heads up of what's going on with that. So like I said, we're not the only ones that are going to be impacted. It's going to start over here, and then it's going to drag its way across the Midwest into southeast lower Michigan, and then southeast Michigan will be impacted with strong and severe storms likely in southeast lower Michigan. So I would not be too surprised if we are issued either a tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm watch. I'm not sure if that's likely. I think that might be the possibility, so we'll kind of keep you posted, and stay tuned to us on the Michigan News Channel here, and we'll keep you in line on what's going on with that. Stay tuned. You'll be surprised what happens when I turn to the next page, and you're going to be like, we got to be prepared for severe weather, right? Because anything can happen, and that's true. Stay tuned. I'm going to tell you more details on the severe weather potential for Friday for southeast lower Michigan and what to expect and what's coming with it. We'll be right back. And thank you so much for joining us. This is meteorologist Eric Tolman with an update on our forecast. And I just wanted to tell you, we are I just wanted to let all the viewers know, especially all the viewers know, this is very, very important that you do know this is a 2 days notice advance. Just to let you know, all of us in southeast lower Michigan will be under the gun for strong to severe storms. Markable risk is going to be outlined in dark green. That's category 1. We were just talking about category stages for severe limits. And for most of us in southeast lower Michigan, we're under category number 2. That means a slight risk of severe weather, but I'm mostly concerned about the area shaded in orange, which is category 3, enhanced risks. We're generally going to keep an eye on all eyes and ears as this thing begins to modify, because once that the storms begin to roll in, the thunderstorms roll in, into the evening overnight hours, that means that showers and storms are going to begin to erupt, and some of those thunderstorms are going to be quite severe and will reach severe limits. So things are going to be quite nasty here. So I wouldn't be too surprised if the National Weather Service, Detroit Pontiac, issues a severe thunderstorm watch. We don't really know if there's going to be a watch right now, so don't quote me on that. I don't want to say that there will be a watch, but there is still the possibility that we might have warnings come in, maybe a watch. I will look into those details prior to the weather situation for the severe weather potential, and if there's going to be a watch or not. I'm going to say there is the possibility, since that we're under category number 2 right now, but if category number 3, enhanced risk, if that does expand into southeast lower Michigan between the two, we could be under a severe weather watch. So you want to kind of stay tuned to the Michigan News Channel here on YouTube, and I will have postings on Google, Twitter, but not on Facebook. We do not no longer post weather postings on Facebook. So if you are looking for these updates now, they are more likely to be on Twitter and Google only. So unfortunately, I'm sorry. So that's how it goes. So this is a big area where we are expecting a slight risk of severe weather to develop. I'm actually going to pause this for a minute and give you a bigger, broad area of our metropolitan Detroit area and all of that, so you know what's going on. But this is just a heads up of the areas that are going to be impacted. But everyone that's not affected by the severe weather will basically only see thunderstorms that are non-severe. But like I said, within the next 24 to 48 hours, we'll be watching the thunderstorm development across the Midwest, and we will give you an accurate severe weather thunderstorm forecast again, most definitely tomorrow in the morning, and again later on in the day for sure, because this thing does update quite often, so stay tuned for that. So just remember, if you're under category number 1, that's marginal risk for severe weather. It's not just general thunderstorms. You can get severe weather with it. It's just isolated severe storms. It's not as bad as category number 3. Enhanced is actually worse, because we'll go over all the other details on all of these different things in just a little bit. So just to let you know that I'm watching the enhanced risk area, and like I said before, we're under category number 2, slight risk. So we'll kind of watch that and see if the enhanced risk does expand into our area. If it does, we're going to have some big time concerns. So that's not going to be very good. The other thing I want to just remind you that strong and severe thunderstorms can spawn tornadoes, so I just want to let you know. I'll look up the models for that. We're not really expecting tornadoes, but you know, when you get thunderstorm activity, they can spawn tornadoes, so that is also a possibility, and it can't be ruled out. Maybe an isolated tornado or two could also erupt, but damaging wind threat, that is going to be a possibility for us in southeast lower Michigan. We'll have damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and then we'll watch for the possibility of a tornado threat in the Midwest, but I think that might happen farther towards the south, over in the Ohio, Indiana area, Cleveland area, so we'll kind of monitor that situation very closely. So regarding severe weather, that will be monitored all day long for the next 48 hours. So kind of come back and join us again tomorrow, and I'll give you guys a brief update as early as I can tomorrow morning before I leave the station, and then I'll have updates throughout the day on on where we're at with the severe weather status. So this is just a heads up of what's coming, so just be prepared for it. We will notify you ASAP if there's any changes with that. But like I said, we have enough ingredients, moisture, heating, and all that other stuff. So all the ingredients will come together, and we'll have some very strong, powerful storms that will erupt. And also, power outages are also going to be a possibility as well with all this severe weather that's going to be breaking out. So everyone that's under the gun for severe weather, just be prepared. Be prepared for power outages. Not just Southeast Michigan, but wherever it is highlighted. Just be prepared, and we'll have much more additional information on this. And we have other models that we have to show you, so there will be other updates coming up after this. So stay tuned. We've got more coming. So stay tuned, please, for the latest updates. We'll be right back with more up-to-date forecast models on the severe weather potential and what else can come with it after this.